Welcome. The famous billionaire Elon Musk is not only one of the richest men in the world, but also one of the most controversial public figures. Some see him as a revolutionary inventor, and others see him as the villain in a James Bond movie. But no matter how you look at him, he is certainly living proof of money does not always buy you happiness. However, you can buy many other wonderful things. Today, we are going to examine his assets to see how he spent $218 billion just to entertain himself. Are you ready to be amazed? Well, stay with us.
There's a place I have found in the shade on the ground, far from all worries and troubling sound. When I go there to be by myself, only need.
The billionaire, owner of the largest electric cars in the world, did not refrain from owning some petrol cars. And when walking around the parking garage, you will get to know Jaguar I-Type 2967, which has a price of $35,000. In addition, a Ford car, Model T2920, which releases its value to $246,000. As for apart from the classics, Elon Musk owns also McLaren car model 1970. Its value is estimated at $1 million. It can reach speeds of 240 miles per hour. Add to that his car Hammond BMW M5 2006, which has a price of $103,000, down to the closing catch. And the garage flower, his car Lotus Esprit 1976 that is valued $997,000. It is the same car that appeared in the James Bond films and seemed to be able to dive underwater and float like a ship. This is how cars are, isn't it? Of course, the Elon Musk has the right to entertain himself away from the crowds of the poor if he finds in his private barn 3 planes. The first is a Golf 650 ER. It is worth $750 million and is more like a palace that accommodates 19 people who eat caviar. He owns 2 additional planes, aircraft Golf G550, worth $42 million per one. Strangely, Musk often uses his private jets from their trip from San Francisco to San Jose, where he cut 33 miles in 9 minutes by plane instead of taking 40 minutes by car. Then people attacked the owner of Tesla, which is supposed to be environmentally friendly. They saw the frequent use of aircraft, which produce 50 times the carbon dioxide produced by cars. I see it as a correct logical attack. You may think that Musk owns a huge yacht in the middle of the swimming pool and a helicopter, but in reality it is not. Musk owns a fleet of ships with the very specific goal of catching missile waste. The CEO of his company, SpaceX, he succeeded in catching the remnants of the missiles that were left by each launch, which is equivalent to losses estimated at millions of dollars. And unlike all those companies that dreamed of succeeding in collecting these wastes and reusing them in new launches, SpaceX succeeded in being among the first to achieve that purpose by ships that have special capabilities to accommodate solid waste falling from the air, and therefore it can be considered that Musk is the first billionaire who spent more than $1 billion to develop the possibility of returning these wastes. In 2020, Musk tweeted on his official account on it. He announced that he would like to sell all his material possessions, including his real estate. At that time, Musk was collecting mansions as if they were Pokemon cards. In Los Angeles alone, he owned 6 different real estate, 3 of which were luxury mansions. Tesla company, in which Musk started investing in it since 2003. Today, the company is considered one of the most important companies developing electric cars, and its market value reaches $644 billion. And since 2014, Musk began building a chain of Tesla factories to manufacture lithium batteries and electric car components. And so far, 5 factories have been built, the largest of which is the Giga Texas factories, which was built on an area of 3,300 feet to be the second largest building in the world, with a length of 15 buildings at a cost of $1 billion and $60 million. As for the Starlink project, it is Musk's latest and most expensive innovation, as it is a project that relies on recycling. 2,000 small satellites around the pole in low orbits that allow all the inhabitants of the globe to connect to the internet. And despite the fact that the project has already been implemented, the quality and strength of the connection it's still under a lot of development work. So Musk decided to add 42,000 satellites to the collection at a cost of $30 billion, which would theoretically solve the problem Elon Musk was already facing. The whole world is online, perhaps for free, but in your opinion, whoever wants to connect the entire planet to the internet may register on their new platforms. Well, let's start with this diverse group. My property is a mask in the Twitter social platform, which it bought in October 2022 for $40 million, and it was claimed that it was about to make one of the radical changes that would make the network more equitable in terms of protecting users. No restrictions on their opinions add to Twitter that he owns the company Neuralink, which he recently established, with the aim of developing a technology that enables control of the human brain. Or in a more correct sense, the possibility he made devices that enable wireless commands to be sent similar to the commands that the human mind sends to the extremities of the body. And he has spent more than $100 million so far to reach his goal. However, he has not yet been able to test the device on humans, despite the success of the experiment on monkeys, and from there to a company Boring, which works on digging giant tunnels under the highways in order to reduce traffic congestion and completes the idea of digging tunnels at appropriate depths, and specially designed roads specifically to move self-driving cars at speeds of up to 250 miles per hour. But the problem completes the cost, which amounts to $2.5 billion to dig 1 mile of tunnels, which was not well received upon completion, as it is still. The project is in progress. Musk spent a lot, and after he was the richest man on the planet, his position declined strongly after losing about 59% of his wealth during the last 13 months, to become the first man in the world to lose $200 billion after the collapse of Tesla shares in recent weeks, as it lost 70% of its value after the delay in production in China, a withdrawal of cars, and fears among investors because it saw its executive director distracted attention from the company after assuming his new role as head of Twitter. Elon Musk becomes the first man in history to lose $200 billion, and after knowing the aspects of Elon Musk's spending of his wealth, you still see him as a foolish billionaire who only cares about his well-being, or a brilliant mind seeking to develop humanity. See you in the next video, and do not forget to press the follow and like button, as this encourages me to post more. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.